This situation has officially moved beyond online chatter. According to multiple reports, the dispute involving boxing champion Claressa Shields, Papoose, and Remy Ma has reportedly entered the legal arena. What once circulated as speculation is now being examined through formal legal claims. At the center of the case is an allegation that millions of dollars connected to Claressa's career were improperly controlled or redirected by people within her inner circle. The reported figure, which has drawn widespread attention, is close to $8 million. This development fundamentally changes how the story must be viewed. Once a matter reaches court, narratives are no longer shaped by social media reactions or public perception. They are tested through documents, timelines, and financial records. This marks the beginning of a much deeper examination into how trust, access, and authority may have intersected behind the scenes of a highly successful athletic career. For years, Claressa Shields was publicly portrayed as unstoppable, dominant in the ring, focused, disciplined, and fully in control of her career. Her victories were celebrated, her legacy praised, and her support system appeared solid. Papoose was often seen as a stabilizing presence, while Remy Ma appeared more distant in the public eye. However, according to allegations now tied to legal action, this visible dynamic may not have reflected the private reality. Court-related claims reportedly suggest that access to Claressa's contracts, earnings, and business decisions created opportunities for influence that went far beyond support. What looked like partnership and protection on the surface is now being questioned as a possible mechanism for financial exploitation. The contrast between public image and alleged private conduct is a key focus of the emerging case. The legal claims reportedly do not center on a single bad deal or isolated mistake. Instead, they describe an alleged pattern of structured financial movement. According to these claims, money connected to fights, endorsements, and appearances did not flow directly to Claressa. Instead, it allegedly passed through layers of agreements, entities, and intermediaries framed as standard industry practice. While each percentage or cut may have seemed minor on its own, the cumulative effect reportedly reached millions. What makes these allegations significant is consistency. Courts tend to focus less on emotion and more on repeated behavior. If proven, this pattern could demonstrate intentional design rather than coincidence. The case is not about chaos but about structure, and structure is where accountability often emerges. A critical element of the allegations involves trust. Claressa Shields is not described as careless or uninvolved, but as deeply loyal. According to sources, that loyalty extended to those closest to her, particularly individuals positioned as protectors or guides. In this framing, emotional closeness allegedly became leverage. Decisions were influenced, oversight was delegated, and financial complexity was kept at a distance under the belief that everything was being handled responsibly. This dynamic matters because systems built on trust rarely face scrutiny until something breaks. When admiration replaces inspection, transparency can quietly disappear. The allegations suggest that the more Claressa focused on winning and building her legacy, the less visibility she had into how her earnings were being managed. Remy Ma's role, as now alleged, is particularly notable due to public perception. While audiences observe tension or distance between Remy and Papoose, insiders reportedly claim that this visible friction may have served as a distraction. According to these allegations, public conflict created noise while private financial alignment continued uninterrupted. If true, this would represent a strategic use of optics, directing attention toward personal drama instead of financial mechanics. In such scenarios, image becomes camouflage. As long as the public debates relationships and personalities, fewer people follow the money. This alleged contrast between public performance and private coordination is now part of what investigators are reportedly examining. The turning point, according to those familiar with the situation, came when financial details began to raise questions. Earnings reportedly did not align with expectations. Explanations became vague. Transparency was delayed. What once felt like peace began to feel like avoidance. When clarity was allegedly requested, reassurance gave way to resistance. This is often the moment when control systems reveal themselves. According to claims, emotional appeals intensified and loyalty was invoked, subtly reframing business questions as personal betrayal. This type of psychological pressure, if proven, would demonstrate how emotional bonds can be used to discourage scrutiny and maintain control without force or confrontation. Legal action reportedly became necessary once it became clear that informal resolution would not provide answers. Lawsuits do not emerge from confusion, they emerge from documentation. Once attorneys are involved, narratives lose power and evidence takes priority. The reported legal filing reframes the situation entirely, alleging that approximately $8 million tied to Claressa Shields' career was unlawfully controlled or redirected, not through a single dramatic act, but through sustained incremental methods. This is the kind of claim courts are designed to assess. Contracts, entities, beneficiaries, and timelines will now be examined in detail, and once that process begins, control over the story is lost. What makes this case larger than any single individual is its broader implication. If these allegations are substantiated, they raise serious questions about how often successful athletes are insulated from their own finances under the guise of focus and protection. This is not just about money. It's about autonomy, consent, and ownership of one's labor. Claressa Shields built her career fighting opponents she could see. According to these claims, the most damaging fight may have been invisible by design. As the legal process unfolds, attention replaces admiration, and accountability replaces image. This story is no longer about rumor. It is about exposure, and exposure has consequences.